New studies suggest that exercise helps the brain function better, and that may have important implications, especially for kids. Early Show correspondent Debbie Turner-Bell is here with more. Good morning.
Good morning. We both exercise, and I think we can attest to this. Researchers are finding that exercise can do more than keep you fit. It can also make you smarter. So one school in Illinois has developed a program that gets kids moving and learning. These high school students appear to be working out, but they're actually trying to adjust their brain's chemistry to maximize their ability to learn.
We're putting kids in a PE class prior to classes that they struggle in. And what we're doing is we're finding great results.
What kind of heart rate have we got right now?
Paul Zientarski runs a learning readiness program at Naperville Central High School in Illinois. The program was started in response to research showing a link between exercise and increased brain function. Zientarski says he's seen results.
Kids who took PE before they took the math class had double the improvement of kids who had PE afterwards.
Exercise optimizes the brain and the person for learning. It creates the right environment for all of our 100 billion nerve cells up there.
Dr. John Rady is a professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School and the author of Spark, a book that examines how our brains change when we exercise.
It produces these growth factors, one of which is called BDNF, and I call Miracle Grow for the brain, or brain fertilizer, which helps the brain cells stay alive, live longer, and it helps the learning process.
Rady cites studies showing that exercise promotes the growth of new cells in the hippocampus, an area in the brain associated with memory and learning.
Exercise promotes, more than anything else we know, the growth of new brain cells.
Naperville Central High School has embraced the idea that working out helps a child learn. Here, you'll find exercise equipment in some classrooms.
Their body's moving and their brains are thinking and they're engaged and they're not sitting still trying to study something and memorize something.
Maxine Kozel is a reading teacher who believes that kids learn best when they're moving. Here, students work on vocabulary while standing on balance boards.
You know, they say that having to balance actually helps them concentrate even better.
When you heard about this concept of moving while learning, were you skeptical about that?
Not at all. It was logical to me. I know that that's how I learn best. If I'm energized, I'm ready to go. And it makes sense not to have the students sitting for such a long period of time. Getting them up moving helps them stay energized, focus better, pay attention better.
In this math class, students rarely zone out because every so often they take a brain break.
We're going to do slap count, and we're going to just go up to 30.
Brain breaks are interactive games that get kids up and out of their seats.
When I first got into teaching it, they said don't let the students out of the desks because there could be problems. So now it's move them out of their desks. They need to move. They need to get up and around to get their brain going.
Rather than wearing them out, kids say that exercising before class and moving during class makes the schoolwork seem easier.
If you go out and you go for a run, and then you read, it's a lot easier to read because you feel more awake.
I said be quiet! Students like the ones in the movie Doubt are typically admonished for not sitting still in class. But a new trend in education actually encourages restlessness. These fourth graders in Fort Collins, California, sit or bounce on stability balls, keeping their bodies active while they learn.
They're better than chairs because you get to wiggle around.
And a growing body of research shows that wiggling around helps kids focus.
Movement really is very connected to our learning brain. That actually does stimulate the brain to wake up a little bit.
These sixth graders in Missouri no longer sit through a lesson plan, they stand. Their desks even come with swinging footrests. And kids at the Action-Based Learning Lab in Pennsylvania jump on trampolines while solving math problems. New research from the University of Illinois shows that even a single bout of moderate exercise stimulates the brain and improves cognitive function in elementary school kids. This brain image shows the average response of kids during a test they took after walking for 20 minutes. Now notice how much less brain activity there is in the same kids when they took the test after just sitting quietly.
It improves our attention system almost immediately. It decreases our impulsivity or the fidgetiness. It improves motivation and decreases the anxiety and the feeling of I can't do it.
And hey, kids can have a bit of fun too.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta of CNN is here. Sanjay, we're learning so much about the brain these days.
Yeah, it is remarkable. One of the long-standing beliefs was we believed that the brain had nowhere to go but down. But new research is showing that through mental exercise, you can actually keep your memory as you age. You can even create new brain cells.
So we're walking right now. What's happening to my brain?
Well, what we found in our study is that walking will increase the volume of the brain, increase the efficiency of the brain, and increase number of improvements in a number of cognitive processes such as memory and attention.
Just by walking?
Just by walking.
Professor Arthur Kramer of the University of Illinois in Urbana is part of a revolution, challenging a long-held belief in the world of neuroscience that the brain is hardwired, fixed, immutable. He says changing the size and the function of your brain is as easy as taking a few steps.
We walk at 40 minutes.
78-year-old Grace Miller walked 3 days a week for 6 months.
Have you noticed the difference?
I really think so. My husband and I, we kind of try to remember things. Lately, I've been doing all the answering.
We do know that over about a 6-month period, you can get about a 15% improvement in memory and attention and a variety of other...
In 6 months?
In 6 months, right.
That's pretty remarkable.
Professor Kramer took pictures of the brains of 60 participants before and after 6 months of walking and saw an increase in crucial areas responsible for memory and decision-making.
I was surprised at how much plasticity, how much flexibility older brains have, because the general belief up until about a decade or so ago was that, that brains deteriorated as we age. That's not true.
Not true at all. Plasticity. It's the actual strengthening of connections between neurons, stopping, yes, even reversing memory loss. Physical exercise helps, and so do mental exercises.
The brain is actually revising itself. It's actually plastically changing itself as you develop new skills and abilities, as you learn new things.
Professor Mike Merzenek of the University of California, San Francisco has in many ways turned neuroscience on its head by championing this idea of plasticity. He has even developed a computer program called Brain Fitness, which is commercially available for almost $400. Users make thousands of decisions per hour. The result? Possibly a mind that is 10 years younger. Seniors at the Heritage Estates in California say it's made a difference.
It stimulates your brain and it really makes you remember and want to remember.
To be clear, what Merzenek is selling hasn't been independently proven to work, but a recent study in the Journal of the American Medical Association says that the benefits of cognitive training like this can last 5 years.
You know, without question, there's also already lots of good reasons to exercise. We already know that. But this idea that you could actually train the most important muscle of all, your brain, that's coming to reality. People are starting to believe.